very glad to be here and thank you for coming. I want to thank Henry and Melanie. It feels very good working for you. You're very professional and gentle and sporting, and I wish you good luck in your next step. And I also want to thank Doralie Grindler, which her wisdom and presence are very meaningful for me. What I can say more about myself that, yes, I'm from Tel Aviv. And Tel Aviv, I don't know if anyone ever been here, but Tel Aviv is a very lively city. And we have an amazing beach. And now it's the best time to go there because here it's a winter, and the winter in Israel is very light, not hot, not humid. And I go there a lot because there my life energy can dance, and I love dancing. And life energy is today our guest. And before we will be with it and I'll talk about it and we will experience, I would like us to have a short attunement where we can feel and share the space. So I invite you to find a place where you sit comfortable and find a supporting place. Feel your legs on the ground. Feel the support your thighs are getting. Let your back feel the support of the chair. Feel the touch of the air on your skin. Feel the silence. And we now share a space where we are far, but yet we are close. So let's take a few moments to be with our space. And notice what comes. See, is there any word or image or symbol that comes? Or feeling? And soon we will finish this short attunement. And I invite you to come back here. And if you feel like, you can share what comes from our common space. And Melanie, is it okay to read something that comes?
I'm guessing everyone is just enjoying their space. No one has written yet.
Okay.
If anyone wants to share in the Q&A, I will read it for Irit.
And it's okay not to share as well.
Satjan says calmness.
Calmness.
That's good. Ilka says, saw a whale in the ocean.
A whale in the ocean.
Everyone else is rest.
Sorry?
I said everyone else is resting.
So we keep.
Actually, sorry, two more came in. Let me see. Donal says hopelessness. And Ilka also says diving deep, coming up. Diving deep, coming up.
Diving deep, coming up. And then he didn't hear what it said before. I couldn't hear it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Donal says hopelessness.
Hopelessness.
And a couple of more comments. Barbara said, my image was of a little animal standing proud in a lot of empty space.
A little animal standing proud.
And Egbert from the Netherlands says, I'm in a place where I'm always free and grounded.
In a place always free and grounded.
And Gigi says, feeling connected with the universe, seeing myself as a little girl in a field of daffodils.
Connected to the universe.
And Margarita says, I was just drawing a whale as well. It's attentive, waiting, and the whale is completely vertical.
Thank you.
And Ifat says, I found myself in a beautiful forest resting.
A beautiful, well, I didn't hear you, beautiful?
Beautiful forest.
Forest, resting.
Thank you, everyone. That's beautiful.
Thank you. So I would like to tell you a story, to start with a story about a woman, a young woman I'm working with. She is around 30. She is married. She's married. She's married. She is holding a creative position in an internet company, and she has good relationship with her closer family. The reason she came to me a year and a half ago, because she suffers from a severe stomach pains, and she used to have a severe attacks. And besides this, she was very afraid. She was all the time was afraid. She didn't know when will be the next attack. So before going to a meeting, to friends, to dinner, sometimes to work, she was always worrying, when will it happen and what will she do? And when she came to me, she told me that besides of her suffering, she really completely changed. She described herself as a very energetic woman, full of life energy. And she said, I lost it because now all I'm concerned is about this, and I'm depressed and nothing is interesting me. And she was very, how do you say, she was very worried about it. It's all what in her mind. And I saw that when I wanted to start a journey with her, but it was really impossible because she couldn't listen to anything. She just wanted to get rid of it, and she was very, very depressed. So before we start working, I start reconnecting her again, to feel again her life energy. And we were working quite a lot. And then she could start listening to the pain, to what prevent her listening to the pain. And she found that she really, all the time she's telling herself a story, because she really doesn't let her spirit a space, because all the time she's worried not to disappoint others. And she lives, because when she disappointed others, she feels she disappoints herself. So all the time she limits her spirit. And then after a few months, her stomach pains stopped. And now sometimes she have very small, and she learned how to listen to it. And when she listened to it, she said, she told me that it's really like a compass. It's something inner that directs her, and it brings her back to whom she is. And it's been like it's a long time that she really in a good condition. And a few weeks ago, she was here. She came to me, and she said that she's in good health. She's not afraid that it will attack her. She knows how to be with it when it comes, when small pains comes. But she's afraid. She's afraid that it will happen again, that she will lose her life energy. And that's what she is. And she's really afraid, and she doesn't know what to do. So I said, yes, you're afraid. You will lose your life energy. And we were quiet for a long time. No, we were quiet, not for a long time. And then she said, yes, but I found out that when I'm connected to myself, I can feel my life energy again. And this is her story. And her story represents my approach, focusing in health. And life energy is a main narrative in the whole process. and how I'm doing it, that will be in our meeting. But what is life energy? And Melanie, can you please show us the first slide? Life energy is flow, love, joy, curiosity, daring, meaning, our inner engine. There are times when we feel in flow, connected to that source within us. At other times, we may feel a decline in energy and get the feeling we are stuck. Everything contains life energy. And as Janik said, we just have to wait. It's so true, and the focusing process is the way together. Yet, there are people who don't have the power, the patience, the resilience, the resources to be in the process, or even if to start the process and stay there. And so they quit and retire and leave it. It can be for many reasons. It could be for their experience. It could be from beliefs, self-beliefs. It can be from education. It can be from trauma. Some are aware trauma, some are unaware trauma, even cross-generation. And the fact is that it cannot be in the process. And I saw it especially with people who came with physical or emotional pain or continuing discomfort, and they couldn't, it was very hard to take them to do the journey. So that's why I am searching for sparks of life energy before the journey and sometimes during the journey. Because when we pay attention to it and stay with it, a big flame can come. And I'm sorry, because something fell a minute. And when I'm sorry for this, I'm too exciting. So, and when I was working about this, about our meeting, there came an image to me, and I want to share this image with you. I thought about the blacksmith. The blacksmith that comes in the morning to his workshop and everything is cold, but there's few embers that's still there. So he takes his tool and he blows on them. And then some fire is starting to get, and he can start the work. So it's a big like a blacksmith. And I believe, Melanie, can you please show the next slide, please? And I believe that when the containers fills up with more life energy, one can attend the discomfort more readily. And I want to ask if there is a questions until now. Okay, if there is not any questions, maybe we'll do some exercise.
No one has written a question, but I wonder if you'd say a little bit more about, you said the blacksmith.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I know what a blacksmith is.
Okay. A blacksmith is a man that works with metal.
Okay, so he needs the.
He needs the fire while he's working with the metal. He needs the fire to work, to create something. Sometimes they create knives or other tools, and the working with the material is creating the things. So he needs the fire, and he needs to blow on the ember in order that there become more fire. Is it clear now?
That's good. Thank you, Irit. Yes.
Okay. So I invite you to go back to a time in your life where you felt so close to yourself, having the feeling, wow, this is me. It can be a place somewhere, or somebody you were with. Can be a movie or a concert. Some experience that you felt, wow, this is me. Just take a time to remember that moment. And when the memory comes to you, stay with it. Notice every small details, even the smallest one. The colors, the voices, the smells or the sounds. And feel it in your body. and let it be. And when you are with this sensation, you can ask it, how does it want you to be with it in your daily life? It can be a word or an image or a movement. How does it want you to be in your daily life? In a short time, we will finish this exercise. And if you feel ready to share, I'm here to listen.
Irit, Margarita said a few minutes ago, so she may have more to add to this. But she said, I remember horse riding in nature with friends or alone as a kid. Satjan says, enthusiastic, alive.
Horse riding as a kid and enthusiastic life.
Mar-
Sorry.
Margarita said she remembers horse riding in nature.
Yeah. Horse riding in nature, yeah.
And Satjan says enthusiastic, alive.
Enthusiastic, alive.
And Gigi says life energy makes me feel connected and relaxed in my daily life.
Life energy makes me feel connected and relaxed in my daily life.
And Margarita added about the horse riding that it makes her connect and move together, movement and connecting.
Movement and connecting. Thank you.
April says encouragement and nurturing.
Encouragement and nurturing.
And Ilka says, cannot tell it in English in this moment.
Okay.
More of a feeling.
More feeling?
I'm wondering. No, sorry, that was me. Wondering if it was more of a feeling. That was hard to describe.
Hard to describe, yeah. Maybe there is an image or a color or a sound that comes.
We'll see if Ilka has a color, image, or sound. Egbert also says, almost every day I take a walk. Halfway, I sit down in a very peaceful place to meditate and do focusing. If I don't do this for 3 days, I recognize that some life energy is missing. I don't feel connected.
It seems that he takes hers for his life energy.
Marina says, the beauty of the word.
The beauty of the word. We'll wait a bit, maybe somebody more wants to share, or if not, or meanwhile, is there any questions until now?
Marina also shared that it's bird song.
Can you repeat, please?
Bird song.
Bird song.
Bird song. And Ilka shared a bit more. It's the allowance and courage to come out with my intuition with people.
Okay, thank you. Can you ask whether there's any questions until now?
There are no questions so far, just been the sharing.
Okay, okay, thank you.
And Ifat also just shared peacefulness and joy in the same time.
Peacefulness and joy at the same time. Thank you. So as I told before, I'm working, although the focusing process brings us life energy, there are times that when I work with people who cannot stay in this process, I start working before I take him to the journey. I start looking for these embers, for these sparks of energy in order to bring more life energy. And it's really sounds of a kind of a paradox. Can you please show us the slides of the paradox?
Mm-hmm.
The paradox is, in order to restore life energy, we must call up life energy. It's a paradox because we make a journey to feel more alive. But we need life energy to stay or to start and to stay in the journey. So it's really kind of a paradox. And when I start working with people, I'm sometimes I'm working with the wow moment, which I really recommend you to take into your life, because it's really reminds us of ourselves. And also I will describe now in how I work in the clinic, but I want to say that you can take it to your everyday life, even to your, especially to your partnership. And if there's not any questions, I will start describing how I do it.
If anyone wants to write in a question, feel free. We'll give just a minute here and see if anyone has a question.
Okay, we'll wait. Or everything is clear, or everything is unclear. I don't know.
We will see.
It's a mystery.
Beautiful to me so far.
Okay.
No
Okay. It's strange, and it's not unusual. I cannot see the people, so I cannot even see the movement, the eyes, or so I have to guess. So I'm guessing, or everything is clear, or everything is unclear.
We will stay in the mystery.
Yeah, with the unknown. That's the focuser. We know how to stay with the unknown. Okay. Anyhow, if you'll be during, feel free to ask. So,
I'll interrupt you. Margarita says clear and inspiring.
okay, thank you very much. Thank you. It's good to feel that there are people behind my computer.
Yeah, it helps a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So we continue, and we'll go to the next slide.
Okay.
Enlightening the moment. When we're the monument of our problems, as Jenny said, we tend to become absorbed in what I don't have, the pain and the suffering. So when people come to me, or when men come to me, and I want to know, who is he? Not what his problems. And I start talking to him and ask him what makes him curious, what is meaningful for him, what is making him close to his well-being. And usually people start talking about the problems, about the issue, because that's why they came. And I said, no, I want to know who you are. And it's amazing, it's really surprised them, because they usually they coming to talk about the problems. And it's wondering how this invitation, small invitation, reminds us whom we are, because we are not our problems. We're bigger than our problems, as Jenny said. And I want to even to tell you about one woman that came to me, and she has cancer, and she came to me with her daughter-in-law. She didn't even call me. Her daughter-in-law called me and said if we can accept her. And she came to me. They came together. She looked sick. She looked pale. She hardly walked. And she came with her daughter-in-law, and both came to the clinic. And then her daughter-in-law left, and she stayed there. And she was very down. And I asked her, "How are you?" So she started talking about her cancer. And I said, "No, I want to know you. I want to know who you are." And she looked at me at the beginning, and it really surprised her. But suddenly she started talking about herself. It happens to be that this woman he had a very interesting life. She was in a very interesting job. She was managing, and she was in charge of many people, and she really did amazing things which she forgot. And then after she retired, she did some independent project, which now she had to stop because of her illness. And while she was talking about it, she would start like talking with her hands like this. And I resonated her movement, and I thought it's like dancing. And she said, yes, I was a dancer. And then she told me about the time that she was a dancer. And it was amazing, because all this appointment, all this meeting, we were like dancing with our hands. And when the meeting was finished, and I even didn't know about her problems. And I told her that I will hear about it in our next meeting. And she was so happy. She was so full. She was smiling. And the next meeting, she came with herself, not with the daughter-in-law. And she said that she started eating more than she used to eat. And she also told me that her Chinese doctor asked her, "What's happened? You're full of energy. What did you do?" And she was smiling. And now she's coming to me, and she's still sick. She still have chemotherapy. But now we're talking about what we're talking about now is how to return her project to return a project which was very meaningful to her, give her a lot of happy and joy, and now she can see that she can do it, but in another way. So in all our meetings, we're talking about it, and it's amazing to see how it really makes you feel more full and more energetic and more happy and something and more meaningful. And we really enjoyed the meeting, and it was amazing how this. It's one of the meetings I really remember, because it was like this. She was so down, and the invitation to return herself to be connected to herself had a very energetic change in her life, which influenced her mood, her appetite, and her walking. Now she started walking. Because then it was time she finished with it, and it gives her more power to deal with. Along with the chemotherapy, it gives us something more powerful to deal with. So this was the first. It's very important for me, for the first meeting, to know the people, to know that to know the people, not the problems and not the issues. And as I said, even at the first meeting, I don't know about the issues, and I said I will hear it later, because I want to see the man. I want to see how he reminds himself of himself. So this is enlightening the moment. And we can now turn to the other slide. Body and environment. I call it body and environment. And the space we hold the meeting, the weather, background noises, sounds of birds sometimes we hear in the clinic, rain falling, some picture people notice in the clinic, some furniture, something in the environment is very meaningful. Body and environment. Already Jenny talked about it in a process model. So when I notice that a client pay attention to something that is not connected, it's something about the environment, and I can see it in her smile, I can see it in his face, I can see it in body movement, or something he said like just no meaning, but he says it. So I invite him to stop and to pay attention. And I can say, for instance, when there is a rain falling, I can ask him, what sensation arises as the rain falls? Or when you look at the painting, I can say, as you look at the painting on the wall, what do you sense? Or when he hears the music. My clinic is very, in the stage, I mean, in my building, there's a woman and she plays on the cello. So sometimes people sit here and we hear the music of the cello. And sometimes they can say, I hear it. And then I say, when you hear it, how does it feel? Or sometimes even I can say, do you hear the sound of the music? How does it feel? And it really does something, it's really changed the vibe. It reminds me of a woman I was working with, and she's around 45. And she came to me. She says that she doesn't enjoy anything in her life, anything. She said, like, I have everything. I have a loving husband. I have three nice daughters. My economic situation is very good. And I even changed my occupation because I used to work in a financial field and I didn't like it. So now I changed it and I work like a trainer. And she said, but I cannot feel, I'm not enjoying anything. And also she had a lot of problems with eating. She used to eat a lot and even to eat things that should be in the garbage instead of eating. So when I ask her, like, what comes closer to your well-being, or what makes you feel, what you enjoy, what makes you curiosity, it wasn't easy to get into. And one day, it was, I think, in our third meeting, yeah, she came and in the entrance, in the door, she said, wow, it's raining. And if you were living in Israel, you would know that we hardly have rainy days. We have rain in Israel, it's something. And she said, wow, it's raining. And while she was standing, she even didn't sit yet. She was in the door. So I started talking about the rain. And we were talking about the rain. And she was talking like she did, we were just chatting about the rain. And then she said, and we kept talking about the rain, how she feels, and she loved the rain, what does she do in the rain, what does the rain reminds her. And then I said slowly, and when you talk about it, what do you feel in your body? And I let every cell of her body to feel this energy of something she really loves. And this point was the shift in our journey. Because then she found out that she knows what's good for her. But for many years, she thought she's not desirable to enjoy things, and that's what she denied. And from this rainy situation opened something. And from there, step by step, she found out the things that she loves and make a good feeling. And how can she let herself enjoy them or be with them? And it was the raining was really the shift point. So that's about the environment. I'm very sensitive to the interaction with the environment because we are whole, we are part of the universe, and it reminds us of this. And before I keep on going, I want to ask if there are any questions or if everything is clear or unclear at all. So give me a sign.
A little bit ago, Satjan said thank you. And Anat said, this is so important, helping people see they are not one with their illness, reminding them of who they are.
Thank you. Thank you. And is there any question about it?
Not yet.
Okay.
If anyone wants to write in. Margarita said, it's great. I had goosebumps when you said about the rain. And Ilka says, yes, clear and very good examples.
Okay, thank you. But I don't know, what is goosebumps? Can you explain me, Melanie? I don't know this word.
Oh, like I call them truth bumps, where something really resonates in your body and you sort of get like your hair might stand up on the back of your neck, or your skin sort of tingles.
Mm.
It usually resonates truth. Margarita says, I'm going to spell this. In Hebrew, she says T-S-M-A-R-M-O-R-E-T.
Ah, okay, it's Marmoret. Okay. Where's she from? Where's she from, Margarita? From Israel?
She is from Israel, yes.
Ah, it's Marmoret. Okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, if there's not any question, I will keep on to the next slide.
Okay.
Crossing. And crossing is familiar to from us from the TAA of channeling, and I took it to my working in the clinic. So whenever a topic or a field comes up unrelated to the issue, a field of strength and courage and creativity, where we can see a twinkle of an eye, the moments when a client goes back to reminding himself of himself, that's what we pay attention to. It's like really talking about something that unrelated to the issue. It can be everything that really like doesn't belong it, but people are speaking about it, and it connects. It's another facet in the life. So when I see that people that comes with, they talk about the issues, the problems, the despair. Sometimes people talk about very low image about themselves, but in the other hand, they can speak about some facet in their life where they feel energy, when they feel courage, when they feel self-esteem. So, and it's said like unrelated. It's not connected to them. And usually they say it very quickly and they don't give any attention, and they keep on going talking about what is wrong. So we slow down and I invite him or them to see what lay there, which allows this sensation to arrive. When people speak about something that are not connected, and suddenly he reminds himself of himself, I invite him to stop and to see what sensation there, what quality is there, to feel it is in his body, let his cells again feel the energy of who he is. Not his wants, not his pains. And then I can just invite him to be with this, with the field, with the facet where he can feel himself, and be also with the issue, with the problem, and just be with it. And when you just be with it, something new comes, something that you can see on the issue, which you could not see when you were into the issue. And also, I want to give you another example of how I work with it. I want to tell you about a young man who comes to me because he suffered from anxiety and very low self-esteem. And since he was very young, he has ear problems. He cannot hear properly. And he's in between. He's not deaf, but he cannot hear. And because of this physical problem, he couldn't go to be a military soldier in the army. And in Israel, I don't know if you know, but boys around 18, they go to the army, and a lot of time in order to see their manhood, they are going to a military job. And he couldn't because of his problem. And he lives in a small place where everybody went to be in a military jobs. And if you are not there, it means that you're not really a man. 18 years old, 8 opinions. And it happens to be that from then on, his self-esteem became very, very damaged. And he studied some economic studies, and he worked with it, and he didn't like it, he left it. He changed his occupation, and he works in in a sports field. He's a trainer. And he came to me, especially he wants to talk about his difficulties in relationship with women. He thinks is not worthwhile, and women would not want to be with him, and he suffers because he seeks for love and he cannot find it. And every time he talks about himself, he critiques himself, and he speaks even unnicely words about himself. So yes, I don't worth anything. And it's very difficult for him even to say, how do you feel in your body? He doesn't want to he doesn't want to how do you say this? I'm looking for the word. Because he hates his body, and he doesn't want, and I don't want to mention anything about his body. So even the invitation, how does it feel on your body? He cannot stand it. So we're just talking in a focusing way without looking into the body. And he's talking about himself, and it's a big change, a very big change when he talks about his sport, about his field in sport and the way he's with children. And every time he speaks about it, the vibe, the energy is completely changed, completely. There he has, he uses his intuition, he uses logic, he uses his empathy, he loves it, his enthusiasm, he develops things. It's amazing, the vibe has changed while he's talking about it. And what are you doing? And that's what we are doing. He's talking about his field, his sport. And then we're coming back to to his relationship with women, but not in a copy paste. No, just holding the space of the two things. And there's new things coming, like one day he said that he said that he has to be in a safe zone. That's what makes him feel comfortable with his work. And then he said, wow, but I hate because usually when I date with women, we go to a coffee shop and then it's like an interview and I hate it. And he said, I need a safe zone. And then he was quiet and he said, maybe I don't have to go to a coffee shop. Maybe I can ask him to go to walking in the nature, to go in a promenade or to go to the beach where I love, and there I can feel more comfortable. And it's something new that comes only from moving from one facet to another. Another time, he said that he said that it was, I think, in our last meeting or before, he said that I found out that I feel good and secure and I love myself when I'm with these kids in the sports because there's a group there. I feel connected to a group and it makes me good. So after he said this, I asked him very gently, only because he said I would not ask him, but only because he said so. I asked him, what about the possibility to find somebody from a group of people that suffers also from hearing problems? And he was surprised and he was smiling and he said, wow, it's a good idea. I might try it. I don't know what happened yet because I didn't see it. It was a week before. But it was something new that came even to me because of this crossing. Something new came and the interaction brought something, some invitation that I could ask him. And that's always how we're working, and it's always the same. It's the same, the difference between his vibe and how it changed, and how everything he sees something that takes him carrying forward. And it's something that's really surprising, that only from holding the space with the two different things, a new things can emerge. And I would ask again if there is any questions, if something clear, unclear, give me a sign.
There is one question from, maybe while people are thinking about what you just shared for questions. Margarita asked in the previous slide what you mean, and I'll pull up the slide again, what you mean with lay there in the slide.
Can you say again where I have to see?
The question says, what do you mean with lay there in the slide? Maybe in the second point here.
Okay.
When you say.
Okay. I'm talking about when I'm doing the crossing, I'm looking at the vibes. The vibes is the things that interesting me. And when people talk about some facade or some field in their life, which is really not connected to the issue, and I can notice that the vibe is changing. And as I said, I can see the way they smile, or something in their movement, or even changing in their voice. When I feel it, something that I feel, and I can see it, I want to slow down, because there's something there which I don't know, that change the vibe. What's later? Something there that changed the vibe. And I don't want it to come from the mind that will think, what is this and what is that? No. I want that something new will emerge from this vibe. So that's why I ask him to just to stay. Because when we stay with something, something comes, we know it. And usually, when people come, they, as we said, they're, as Jenny said, they're the monument of the problems. They're deep into the problems, the issue. When they even don't see the sparks of energy, they're there. So what lays there is the sparks of energy that I'm sensing. And when I invite them to pay attention, to stay with it, the sparks, the embers can join to a bigger flame.
Mm-hmm.
Is it clear? Did I clear myself?
Hopefully that sounds much clearer to me. She says, wow, whoa, or wow, thanks.
Okay. Okay.
And then Satjan says, so the crossing is happening by itself. You're not bringing people to look at some other areas? Question mark.
If I understand right, you said that it's happening from themselves, and I'm not guiding them. That's the question. If I understand it.
It says, so the crossing is happening by itself.
Yeah.
You're not bringing people to look at some other areas.
No, the crossing is coming. If I understand right, the crossing is. I understand. I will answer, and if I didn't understand the question, so I'll answer again. No, the crossing for me is it's like a magic. It's something even I read it when Jennings wrote that it's something that just came out only from holding the space where two fields, with two different fields, which logically there's no connection between them. And as I understand Jenny, maybe I didn't understand, but that's what I'm working in my clinic. There's something energetic happens. It's not physical or something I could point at. It's really energetic, and I'm not doing anything. I'm just inviting the people to stop, to stay. When I sense a field that I see that they're really connected to themselves. Because as I told you, I'm working with people who forgot who they are. They live the issues, they live the problems, they forgot who they are. So when they're speaking, and I'm very sensitive to it. I'm like the blacksmiths with the embers. So when I sense like this, I say, and I can ask them questions that they will describe it more. I ask them because I'm curious. I'm not guiding them. I'm not asking them to make conclusions. Just staying with it, and it makes the work. It really something emerge. And for me, it's a magical. I love very much to work like this, and because it happens.
And Satjan says, yes, okay, got it. So that was very helpful explanation.
Okay, thank you. Is there any more question or?
No more questions, just a nice thank you from Satjan.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So I keep on talking as, and I want to say again in general that what I remind you that I'm talking about people who are deeply in a big pain. It can be physic, it can be emotion, and so they're so deep into it, and they even don't think that they have life energy. But because I know that everything has life energy, I'm very I'm with my eyes open, my ears open, and when I hear the story and I can see the amber, and as I described, and I will describe more, I just invite to stay and to be with it. And that's the blowing, as the blacksmith is doing. The blowing that makes these sparks conjoin to a bigger flame. And then when the bigger flame is there, people are more readily to be with this problem, with these issues. And I do it a lot of time, not every time, but I do it in time when I see that the people are not ready to do the journey. So I'm doing it before the journey, and sometimes during the journey. Sometimes during the journey when I feel that the people are losing energy, that the people are getting even, they don't have the energy to be in the process, to be in the journey. So we're searching together this life spark. We're searching for the living thing in us. And also that's like I'm always thinking about when we take the car and we go somewhere very far. We drive from, in Israel, you know, in 5 minutes we finish the country. One side to the other is 5 minutes. For us, it's a long trip. And I like taking the people to the trip with the car, and I don't know what will be on the road. It can be difficulties, it can be things in the road that will stop us. I don't know how the road will be. But what I know, that we are going to be with equipment. We know that we have enough air in the wheels, and we know that we have water if we need to drink, and our cell phone with us, or we know that on the way we have stops where we can stop. And that's we like the equipment for journey, because the journey is a journey. But I feel that when the containers is filling up, like the container of the car, like the gas how do you say it, we put gas, petrol in the car. That's the equipment that we need for the journey. And I see that it really helps people to be with things that they couldn't be with them. And it's not easy to be with difficult things, with difficult traumas, with even, as I said, things that we are not aware of. And I want them to be equipped with this energy that we can do the journey together. Wow, I'm speaking a lot. Okay.
Yes.
The next and the last, before we do some exercise, I call it fireflies. You see my firefly in the picture? And I want to say the difference between this and the first example, enlightening the moment. Because enlightening the moment is the first meeting. The first meeting is very important for me. Because in the first meeting, I remind the people that whom they are. And for me, it's the very important things in our first meeting. So it's a bit similar and unsimilar. So we'll go for the fireflies and then I'll explain more. Many times clients may be stuck in the loop of their own story, feeding back familiar narratives which lead nowhere. Within this narrative are hidden fragments of energy, like fireflies in the night, which are left unnoticed by most people. These hidden fragments of energy, the fireflies, may break the loop and bring a new perspective on the same narrative. And here I see my role. I see my role as my presence. My presence can notice these fireflies, which are blind spots to the clients. And these things is like in the meeting. It's not the first meeting, it's the meeting, because we are, every one of us, we are regular to tell stories about ourselves, and sometimes there's a loop. And when I'm with my ears and my eyes open from these embers, and it doesn't matter if the first, the second, the doesn't matter, but always I'm inviting to stop where I can sense this energy and to be with it and to fulfill with it and to let ourselves feel this energy, and that the vibes can change, and then we can keep doing the journey, we can keep doing the process. And I see it as my presence to say, wow, can you stop? Can you be with it? The story you just told me, can you be with it for a minute? Or I can ask him questions because I'm curious. And I can ask him questions not because I'm doing something, because I'm curious. And then something also takes them back from the stories and give a perspective which I can see it in the changing of the vibe. And these things I'm doing all over the meeting, because people are a lot of time are blind to these moments. We are more regular, or we're more often to stick to our stories and our issues. And that's my presence is holding, sometimes helping them to hold their presence. Okay. And if I say again, if there is questions, it's clear, unclear.
Okay, we will see if anyone has any comments. It feels very clear. Satjan says clear.
Okay. So if everything is clear, clear or unclear?
Ilka sounds like they would like a little more expansion about the fireflies. Says, for me, not so much about the fireflies.
Okay, who wants to more? I didn't hear who wants to more.
Ilka?
Ilka.
Yes.
Okay.
Would you like me to pull up the slide again?
Yes, please, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So as I said before, every one of us has his own story. And a lot of time we're in the loop of the story. And we pay attention more to our problems, to our difficulties, for the thing we're stuck, and we stay there. And sometimes we are very depressed, or we feel it's stuck, and our tendency, maybe our education, I don't know why, but to pay attention on these things. And when we talk about it, and we stay with it more, we enlarge it, and we talk about it more. But I can see, because I know, I hold the attitude, I hold not the attitude, I hold the belief that everybody has life energy. And to be honest, sometimes people come to me and in such a despair, and even I say to myself, wow, is there any life energy? Even I say, don't believe it. But still, something is very strong. I know, even I listen to the story and everything is so, it looks like there isn't. I know that there is. And it comes. And then I invite, like, because I'm maybe because I'm waiting for it, but I'm waiting and holding, I'm waiting in patience. I don't do anything, I don't ask him, I don't encourage him, I just know that it's there. So during the story, they are talking about themselves, and they can say something, yesterday I saw a movie, no, something like this. And I can see the face changing when they're talking about the movie, or I can see the breath when they're talking about the movie, a minute about the movie. And I said, what's the movie? What is it about? Can you describe it? How's the movie? I ask questions, and it enlarged the blind spot that they didn't see. And then, like, the container is filling up, is more something that lives in there. And after that, we can continue and be with the problems, the issue, our parts that needs attention, and keep the journey.
Thank you, Irit.
Is it clear? Or
Marina says clear. And
okay. So if everything is clear and there is no questions, so let's work. Let's do some work.
And Ilka did say thank you. They understand now. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good. Thank you. Ilka.
Okay.
We go back to work. Okay.
Did you say something I didn't hear?
Oh, you said we'll go back to work?
Yeah, let's work. No questions, so let's work. Okay. So in the following exercise, I will invite you to be with two things that appear unrelated. And I will ask you to take some issue, but I'm asking to take a very small or light issue. I'll give an example for myself. That's something that preoccupied and you don't have the power to deal with. Like for me, if I say, because I want to do something very light, not too deep, not an issue of a life, because it's not here the space to do it. But if I can say about myself, everyone who knows me knows that I have severe problems with technical devices. I'm sure Melanie and Henry, you notice it. So it's really preoccupying me, but I don't have the power to deal with it. Maybe after this meeting I will do it, but I don't have yet. So this is an example of something that preoccupied me, but it's not a very severe and heavy issue. So please think of something in your life that has been preoccupying you and you don't have the energy to deal with it. Please take some moments to find it. And when something comes, see if this is the thing or there is other. And when you have this thing that's preoccupying you and you don't have the energy to deal with, feel it in your body. And see what, if there any emotion or thought that is coming. And feel your body. And in contrast, I invite you to be in a facet or field in your life where you feel a sense of a flow. And when it comes, stay with it and feel it. How does it feel in your body? Let every cell of your body feel the flow. And notice the emotion that comes. When you are in this sensation of flow, you can look now at the issue. And wait for the new thing to come. And what do you notice? It can be a sound, a picture, a symbol, a word, a memory. A word, a thought. And I invite you to thank the new thing that came. And if it hasn't arrived yet, it probably needs more time. We're going to finish this exercise. And I invite you to thank your body for what came, and for if something hasn't come yet, it might need more time. And I invite you to come back. And if you have something to write, you can write the new things that come or what was in your session now. We'll take a few minutes for this. And if it feels right for you, would be glad to hear about your experience.
I'll share a couple that have come up, Irit. Margarita says she's working with being preoccupied with eating sweets and not finding the energy to stop it in the afternoons especially. And Satjan says collaboration, union, transformation.
I just want to ask Marguerite
Okay.
if something new came from this exercise we did. If she can write us if something happened, maybe not, but if so we can continue. And if you write, please read it.
Okay. Satjan says collaboration, union, transformation.
Can you say more about it? Is there something that the crossing brought a new thing?
So Satjan, you're invited to also share more if you'd like. And Ilka says, from the perspective of life force comes a new solution for the issue. Makes so much sense to me, this crossing.
Wow, thank you. Wow, exciting. Thank you.
And Margarita added, I took the experience of swimming underwater and took that to the problem, and it took some time, but started feeling a kind of dancing movement.
Dancing movement. Thank you.
Margarita adds, the connecting to the water made me feel that I need to connect by dancing.
Connecting to the water make her feel to be connected to the dancing.
And Satjan added, the feeling that the crossing gave, that the energies can be combined and worked together, two sides of the same coin.
The sides of the same coin. Thank you.
April says, I felt overwhelmed with an issue, then with flow invited in, I felt a sense of lightness and a band of light wrapped around the problem.
Wow.
It moved from feeling lost to feeling connected with the solution to the problem.
Wow. Wow. What a shift.
Powerful.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Wow, and we have a couple more. Ifat says, the crossing between two different areas brings something that is out of regular, familiar order, and I feel it will bring unusual and surprising solution.
Wow. It will bring unusual and surprising solution. Thank you.
Nice. And Marina shares, it's about trust.
Can you say something more, Marina? Is there anyone more wants to share?
That's all I have right now. Marina said, as you lie on the outside. So it's about trust as you lie on the outside.
I want to ask Marina if there was something, it's okay with her not to tell the details, but if something came new for her from this crossing, because I don't understand if there's something new for her, if something new emerged.
She just said water.
Water. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, if somebody, I'll keep on talking, but if somebody feels he wants to share, he can share and you will read it from me.
Okay.
Thank you. We were about to finish. I'm looking at our clock, our watch, and we're about to finish. And I want to say something in general. Focusing in health is approach that I developed from working with people came with dimmed eyes. We came with such a despair and such a pain and so lost. And what's happened to me that the meeting with them, with the such difficult things, what's made to me is to notice, to be more aware to the life energy. And it's not the whole process of focusing in health, but it's something that I found it essential in many issues that not easy to deal with, to start a movement, to give a movement in the whole process. And I didn't have enough time to describe more of the process, of the approach of focusing in health. But if people will be more interesting and want to know more, so I can, we will leave out my email, and I'll be delighted to tell about it, because I have a vision, and that's the reason why I even teach this approach. I have a vision that more people, more places will be aware of the possibilities to bring health, to keep health, to prevent health, to invent, and see that the potential is there. That when you notice, when you blow, some magical happens, and it can help and prevent a lot of suffering. So I hope that my our short meeting today has bring something from the approach that I believe, and I hope it will become more. That's what I say, more.
Me too. And there's a couple of, thank you, Irit. There's a couple of more comments if you'd like.
Yeah, but
okay. Marina says, I understand correctly, as long as a person is alive, there is always something that helps him live. And as a specialist, I help to pay attention to these things.
Exactly.
And Egbert says, first, my issue was being held up without the possibility to do something, then I heard someone allowing to do. It feels that I'm not doing it alone. This allowing feels like a big shift, as if I'm in a real proactive mood and in a resting place at the same time.
Thank you for sharing. You're not alone. Thank you for sharing.
So it sounds like there was a lot of clarity in your talk, Irit. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being here with me. Thank you.